Okay. So, perfect. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm doing good.
Very nice. And you are actor too, hmm?
I I have acted a little bit, but I mostly like directing more than acting.
Okay, you prefer this.
Yeah, I prefer directing over acting.
Okay, perfect.
So I've never done any acting in film. I've done a lot of stage plays, but stage plays is what kind of was the bridge to me becoming a director for film.
Oh, that's nice. You will tell me all of this because I will ask you now. Give me 1 second because I have everything writing. I'm old-fashioned person. So, 1, 2, 3, action. Welcome, Souvlaki Girl Talk and Play with Katerina Sigala. And today's guest is an award-winning writer and director, a former U.S. Army major, and the founder of MAWilliams Films. His debut feature, Mary's Leg, has already made waves, earning multiple awards and building a strong audience, right? So,
Yeah,
welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. And I hope you are ready for our interview.
I'm ready for it.
You are very talented, and I read your bio too. I was like, wow. So, introduce yourself in 3 words only.
3 words or less. Well, that's when I kind of hold. First one would be determined. Second one, creative. And third would probably be kind, I think.
I love the third one because it's very rare. So you like the people too to be kind, right?
Yes, I like working with people and being around other people that are kind. I always try to treat people the way I want to be treated, and I never attempt to treat anybody mean or whatever. Anybody that's ever been on my sets have always enjoyed being there. So that's what I like more than anything is people want to keep coming back.
Exactly. That is the most important. Well done to you. What first got you into filmmaking?
The first thing that got me into filmmaking was so it kind of goes back to when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I watched Friday the 13th part 4. And after I watched that, I was absolutely obsessed with horror. So I asked my mom when I was at the grocery store if I could get this Fangora magazine, and she allowed me to get it. So I opened it up and I read this entire article about Tom Savini. And I basically became infatuated with Tom Savini, his career and everything. So I grew up wanting to work on films, but I kind of got told by a few people I wasn't talented enough. You don't have what it takes. That's not for you. That's for somebody else. Go get a practical job. So I ended up listening to them, and that's why I joined the Army. And I was in the Army for 23 years, but I never forgot what I wanted to do. So when I got out of the Army and I retired, I started looking for community theater, and I got involved with the community theater here called Sumter Little Theater. And to my surprise, I got casted in my very first audition to play Stan on the play Sweat. Wow. And then I got casted again. And when I was backstage with Lovesick, I met Shannon LaCosta, who we basically started finding a lot of stuff in common. We both liked the same type of movies. We had so many things in common. So when we weren't on stage, we were backstage in the green room just talking. And I told her I always wanted to make films. And she said, well, the best time to do it is now. So I went home that night and I just happened to watch The Last Drive-In. And it was, I forget the exact episode, but at the end of The Last Cut of the Dead, that's the episode, Joe Bob Briggs gives one of the most inspirational speeches about just, if you want to be a filmmaker, go and do it. So that night I started writing a screenplay, and within 11 days, I completed my first screenplay. Got a bunch of people together. We read it. They all loved it. So I was like, well, let's do it. Let's make a movie. And I made it. And my first film, Mary's Late, was really just a proof of concept to prove to myself and other people that I could make a film. I had no idea that me just getting a camera and a boom mic would turn out to what it did.
And I think that it's the best way to figure out how you make movies. When you make movies, it's the best teacher.
I definitely agree on that. I've had a lot of people that say that they don't think not having film school is a bad thing because I figure out how to do things my own way, and I don't go by a scripted pattern that they're told. I've been told by a lot of people, like, oh, you don't do it that way, you have to do it this way. And I'm like, well, why? And they're like, well, that's what they taught us in school. And I'm like, well, this way kind of works, and it works for me, so I keep doing it that way.
Keep going. You do very good job. So don't worry. The best directors in the world, they break the rules. So keep going. And you answered some of my questions, but it's okay. What's something people don't know about you?
What do people not know about me? Well, I think most people don't know that they do know now that I have a master's degree. What most people don't know is I actually got kicked out of high school and didn't graduate high school. So I went and got my GED, joined the Army, and then went through the Army to end up getting a master's degree. So I always thought it was funny, a guy who couldn't graduate high school now holds a master's degree. That's something that a lot of people don't know about.
Oh, wow, and congratulations. What was the hardest moment in your career so far?
All right. So the hardest moment in my career, if we talk purely filmmaking, I would actually say the hardest moment in my career of filmmaking is when you finally put your art out there for people to see.
It's the most hard for you?
It is the most hard because that's the moment that you're basically putting everything out for somebody else. And you're basically putting yourself out there. For me, making the film was easy. That was the easiest thing ever. I went in there, we made the film. I had a lot of fun doing it, and everyone around me had a lot of fun doing it. I think it's when you finally put your film out and you get it out there. It's what do you do with the film? You get it out there, people see it. Some people like it, some people don't. You hear a lot of negative things. I've heard a lot of negative things, and I also hear the positive things. But I also see a lot of other filmmakers who put their films out in film festivals, and they're amazing films. But then they receive no traction, and then like less than a year later, they just dump it on YouTube, and I'm like you got to keep pushing it. So I think it's pushing the film to make it to get to where it should be. I know that everybody doesn't like my film, but I have found an audience. And a lot of the people that do like my film are glad that I went out. I got it on DVD. I got it on streaming services. So I pushed it myself. I had a lot of people come to me with distribution deals, but every one of those deals were so one-sided. They were pretty much like, give us your art, we'll make money off of it. And if we make enough, we might give you some of it. That was literally what all the distribution deals were. They were all just super one-sided. So I distributed it myself. I started my own company. But I think that is the hardest part of filmmaking is it's not making the movie. It is actually getting people to see it. It's getting it out into the world. It's pushing it. And I know a lot of great filmmakers who make wonderful films, but then they unfortunately fail at distributing the film. And it's not their fault. It's just, I think it's the hardest part of filmmaking.
Yeah, I totally agree. For indie filmmakers, oh yeah, it's definitely very hard part. I totally agree. Did you ever feel like giving up?
Yes, there was one time that I felt like it wasn't worth it. And it was, that little calm in the storm where I had made the film, it went into the festivals, I got this wonderful response. I went on to win 8 awards, which shocked me. But then I came up to a point where it just seemed like everything stopped and nothing was moving. And then I got an email from a magazine that wanted to promote my film, and I thought that was great. So started talking to them, and then after they watched my film, they just stopped responding to me. And that was probably the lowest I had ever felt, because I was just like, holy crap. I was like, they watched my film. They were super excited when they heard the awards. They saw the amount of like press I was getting. They were all excited. But then when they watched my film, they were just like, they didn't even give me we decided to go in a different direction. They just completely stopped responding to everything. And I think I hit that point, and I almost felt like, okay, this is it. And then out of nowhere, Rhonda Shear reached out to me. And when I started talking to her and she promoted my film, I was like, I don't care about this magazine. This is Rhonda Shear, like one of the icons of B-rated horror, who was going to take my film and put it on her show. So like that was the moment that lifted me out of that hole. But yeah, I was in a hole one time because of how a magazine tried to basically kind of treated me kind of dirty, I think. But
But don't worry, because I saw that a lot of times here, I don't know, it's the mentality, I don't know, it's the vibes. They don't answer. A lot of times, you don't take a response, even if they come to you. So probably it's the lifestyle of America. I don't know, probably. But don't worry, because you do amazing job. So, and you are artist, so sometimes you will have good vibes, sometimes you will have bad vibes. This is the world. What's a no that pushed you forward?
Sorry, say again?
What's a no that pushed you forward?
What's a known that pushed me forward?
No, yes, no.
Oh, what's a no that pushed me forward? Oh, yes. Pretty much everything. I am definitely one of those people, when someone tells me that I can't do something, I'm going to do it out of spite. When I started going to make Mary's Lake, I had quite a few people look at me and give me the, really, you're going to make a movie? Okay. I had a lot that jumped on board, right away. So that was, that was very encouraging. But yeah, I had a lot of people, even when I made the film and I told everybody I made a film, people, just kind of, there were some people that just kind of pushed me aside, like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then it's hard to really pick one no that someone said to me.
It's a lot.
But it was more of a collective of just the amount of people that dismissed me when I told them I was going to make a film, that encouraged me that I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to make this film. It's going to be out there, just so I could turn around and do the old Simpsons, I completed this. So that's probably the biggest no. And I don't think it was ever from one individual specific. It was mostly the looks and the dismissive attitudes I got from some people when they found out I was making a film. Especially some of the times when I would go in and be like, hey, I'd like to shoot here. Can we do this? I'm making a film. And they'd be like, no, go away. And I eventually found the place to shoot the film. And so, and now I have a lot of places that want me to come shoot there, because it's, holy crap, you're actually making movies. They're going on streaming services. They're, printing DVDs. I now have value that they did not see before. So I guess that was probably one of my biggest no's. It was just a collective group of people.
But thank you to them, because of them, now you make all of these movies.
Yes, pretty much.
Nice. What does success mean to you?
So this is a hard one because I think this is my personal little thing that I have where I define success, but every time I climb a hill, I see another hill behind it. So I can never, I don't think I ever can be satisfied with what I do. When I started making the movie Mary's Lake, I pretty much told myself success is at the end of the day, I have a movie that I can show my kids, grandchildren that, hey, look, I made this movie. And once I made the movie, that success definition went away. And it was when I get my movie on DVD and then when I get it on streaming service, which I met, and then it was a couple individuals that I was excited about them noticing me. And I had both Rhonda Shear, I've had Joe Bob Briggs, and I've had Darcy the Mail Girl all notice me. So that was like my next level of success. So now my next level of success is to make the next 3 films that I have on my slate and to also get them out there. So I really look at short-term goals more than long-term goals because that's what keeps me going forward. But if I had to really say what success means to me, it's success means never quitting what you love doing is pretty much my definition of success.
That's amazing. And you gave courage to the new artists that they start now. So that's very important too. Have you sacrificed anything for your career?
It's mostly time. It's the one thing because you only have so much time. And at first, this was really just a fun thing I did on the weekends, but now it's become a lot more. It basically consumes me. If I'm not at work working my full-time job, I'm filming my next film. I'm in pre-production. I'm writing screenplays. I mean, like last month, I wrote 3 screenplays because when the idea comes to me, I just start writing. So I think the biggest sacrifice is probably my time for my family. We probably don't go out as much as we should or go do things as much as we should because I'm constantly engaged or doing something. Both my kids are now in college, so that gives me a little bit more of an excuse, but they're coming home this summer.
Wow. I can't believe that. I thought that we are in the same age. And you tell me about college? Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Both of my kids go to the University of South Carolina. One's an aerospace engineer and the other's an art major.
Oh, wow. Congratulations again.
Why, thank you. But yeah, I think that's the biggest. It's sacrificing time with my family. I think when it comes to so many other things, I've established myself, especially after my 23 years of service in the Army, that financially I'm secure. Doesn't mean I'm rich by no means, but like financially I'm able to go out and create these movies and still make sure my family eats, make sure the family has power and all that stuff. But what it does do is it cuts our ability to go out and do fun things that we could or should be doing because I'm chasing this dream on the side now, which I think they all are happy that I'm going after these dreams. They're definitely not mad or angry about it, but that's probably the biggest sacrifice is the time.
Yeah, the time is very important, but I understand. Who influenced you the most?
I think the person who influenced me the most, and this one's probably going to be a baton race. The first person was Tom Savini. I grew up reading everything about him, and I really wanted to be a special effects design artist. I wanted to go to his school in Pennsylvania, and I really just don't think I actually did have the artistic talent to do that, even though I wanted it so bad. And then I kind of eventually got handed off to Sam Raimi when I saw his films, Evil Dead and all that. I really loved his story. And then, I found more about Lloyd Kaufman, and I found out how he started his own company, Troma, and made all of these films, and how he he basically lived outside the Hollywood system and still made, you know, the film empire that he currently has. So he's inspired me a lot to try to do something like him, but not be a carbon copy, of course. And then I think most recently, I would have to say it's really Rhonda Shear and Joe Bob Briggs. Both of them coming back and bringing their shows back, and you know, being able to watch it. It's reintroduced that B level. I hate to call it B. I call it good films because they're films made by people who are passionate about making films, not by people who are trying to make money. So they tend to make really good films. So they're the one out there showing this to audiences, and watching those films is what really made me inspired to want to make those films, because I want to make good films because I love making films. I don't think I'll ever get rich making my movies, but it'd be nice if I did. But I do enjoy making the films, and everyone that works with me enjoys making the films with me. So
that's the most important. That's the most important. And I would like to know more about your new movie.
So the newest movie that I'll be filming this July is called Open Casket. It was written by Jason, I'm going to mess up his last name, Klingensmith. I met him at a film festival when I screened Mary's Lake. It was the world premiere of my film, and he showed up to watch it, and me and him started talking, and he had a film at the film festival too. He had a short film. And while we were talking, he basically told me he was an actor. And I was like, well, I have a new movie I'm filming this summer. This winter, why don't you come and be in it? So he was like, okay. So he came, and he was in that film that we just got done filming. And he kind of gave me the screenplay. He's like, I wrote this screenplay. It won some awards. It's done pretty good. He's like, I just don't have the capability and resources to make a feature film. So I looked at it, I read it. Was a great, you know, screenplay. So I was like, okay. So I came to agreement with him to make it this summer. And the film is about six, I hate to call them kids, but young adults who are also filmmakers, and they enter the 48-hour film contest. And they pull horror, and then they pull like they have to use the if you don't know what the 48-hour film contest is they basically take you in, and then they give you a genre that you have to make. They give you a line that you have to say in your film. They give you a prop you have to use, and then they give it to you. In a second they give it to you, they say your time is start. You have 48 hours to go write, shoot, film, edit, and give it back to them. And it's like a 6-minute film that you have to make. So they were at that point, and then they went to a an old abandoned funeral home in order to make their film. And while they're there happens to be somebody else there. And that individual starts hunting and killing them while they're trying to shoot this horror film. And it's a really interesting little film. I definitely love the screenplay. I think it's going to take us, I think I got 10 days of straight principal photography laid out. And then I have a couple weekends before and a couple weekends after for some very specific actors to help like pull it together. But it's a film that I'm excited to make and can't wait to start shooting it. And we're currently in the casting process, as you already know. I think today is the last day for everybody to submit their slides if they moved to that level. So we'll be making my team will be going through all that and making the decisions probably this weekend, I believe.
Because I took a look from the script, everybody, it's very nice. You have to wait to see. So I love when I say you have to be blessed. You have to feel blessed because you make movies now with love. Because when the money is coming, you can't decide for everything. Someone else decide for you. So we have to feel blessed about that too.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting making a indie film. I would say that my last two films did not end the way that I wanted them to. I wouldn't say end. They didn't go the way I wanted them to, and that was simply because money was tight and there was a shot that I really wanted, but the weather didn't play right that day. There was something that was going on. Actors weren't available that day. So indie filmmaking takes a lot of creativity, and a lot of basically, what's the word I'm looking here? Critical thinking skills to figure out when stuff goes wrong, because you don't have the money to be like, all right, we'll just pack up and we'll come back out next week. You're pretty much like, today's the only day we can get this shot. Let's figure out how we're going to do it and roll through.
Yeah, that's why because you don't have, to, how can I say that? I think you are more creative because you don't have the equipment, the very expensive equipment. You don't have the time with you. So, okay, we have to do that right now. How we will do that? So that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what goes on in the movie Open Casket. They're trying to figure things out as they go to film, and then unfortunately a killer shows up. But
that's why I think that for this movie, think about that. You have to have BTS movie for your movie backstage.
that was something that when I agreed to make the film, I didn't anticipate until I actually started making because I'm working on all my shot groups right now and all the storyboards. And when I started reading it, I was like, wait a minute, they're making a film, so that means I have to have extra cameras and extra lights to actually be in the shot versus what I already have. So that's an issue that we figured out, and I've been able to get that equipment. But I was like, at first I was thinking like, wait a minute, how am I going to get all this extra film equipment?
I think that it would be amazing, interesting. I was thinking a lot of times, to have a camera when you have these thoughts, to be like, oh, wait a minute, we don't have the other cameras. It would be very interesting for the filmmakers that they start now. Okay, I have a question for you. Money versus passion, what wins?
Money versus passion?
Yeah.
Passion always goes over money. Like it's yeah, I would always go for passion. Passion always makes a good movie. I think a lot of the times, sometimes some of the reasons we see such horrible films is because it was a money grab, or they thought that they could solve it with just money, or that they thought that they could just throw an IP on and people would go see it, and it's absolutely horrible. Some of the best films I've ever seen have always had low budgets, and I think that's because more passion goes into it. And a lot of times I don't think people are willing to invest in passion because they don't see a big enough return. But I think that passion always makes a better film. Money helps make the vision come out more, but passion is always more important than money.
100%, 100%. Have you made a decision you regret professionally?
I've made a few decisions professionally. This kind of goes into a few things. So from the beginning, it was not really understanding how to make a film. So I actually wasted some money at the beginning buying equipment that I didn't really need because I didn't understand how it worked together and everything, which, but that's probably not something juicy. I think, and this one's hard to say, I think one of the mistakes that I made that was a short-term success, but maybe not a long-term success, was releasing Mary's Lake as fast as I did. When I made Mary's Lake, I went in with the goal of, I want to have this released so that it can premiere at the Crimson Screen Horror Film Festival. Because I set my sights on, I wanted to be at that festival. And I didn't want to wait for a whole nother year to be in it. So I released Mary's Lake probably 3 or 4 months before I should have. I should have gotten some people to come in and help me do color grading and all this other stuff that it was the first time I was doing it. So I was like kind of learning as I went. Um, so I think that was probably my biggest mistake I regret. Now it all worked out for me because it went there, it won audience choice, and it's done really well after that. But I think the movie probably could have done way better if I would have spent more time perfecting it than just really. But then again, some people have told me that the roughness of it is part of its charm. So
Okay, okay, I understand. And how you, because you were army, okay, so what similarities and difference you see between cinematography and to be in the army?
So one of the biggest similarities, and I think the biggest strength is since I don't have any type of film school, I do have a master's degree in operational studies, and what that literally is running large scale operations across the world in moving units and things like that. So I basically have a very high level degree in training and planning. So one of the biggest things that everyone who has been on my set has said is I have one of the most planned out sets. They know where they need to be. They know what time they need to be. They know what happens when. Everyone knows where this is going to happen, what we're shooting today. So I plan to the detail, and then I go and plan branch plans. And what a branch plan is you go ahead and start trying to identify all the things that could go wrong and potential plans that you do and take if these things go wrong. That really helps a lot with all of our films, because when we were running into issues when we were filming Wolf last month, we had a lot of actors not show up at certain points that we needed them. So I already had branch plans figured out. If a certain person didn't show up, this is what we were going to do instead, so that we still got the production film done. So that's probably the biggest similarity between the Army and filmmaking is the planning aspect. A good plan saves you in the Army, and a good plan saves you at filmmaking. Not having a good plan will kill you at filmmaking. I've heard horror stories of people showing up to a set and standing around all day not knowing what was going on. And then, they start filming eventually, and then they're there until like 2 or 3 in the morning. In fact, there's a film called Poultrygeist, which is done by Lloyd Kaufman, which is the basically the behind the scenes of making one of his movies, and it basically shows a what not to do in some cases.
Oh,
and one of the cases
yeah.
was they had all these people standing around for no reason, and then they literally didn't start filming until like 3 in the morning. But they were there since I think like 5 or something the day prior. So even Lloyd Kaufman says that anytime someone comes to a set, their first thing they have to do is watch Poultrygeist, because it basically teaches them so much about filmmaking. It teaches them good things to do, and also teaches a lot of bad things, not to do. I think the similarities between the differences between filmmaking and the Army is pretty much, I would probably have to say, the way you treat people. In the Army, if I tell you you're going to be somewhere and you're going to do what I tell you to do, they're going to be there. They're going to do what I tell them to do, because that's what they have to do. In filmmaking, it's a lot more political. It's, hey, I'm going to need you at this time. Well, I can't make it at that time. Okay, let's see what we can work out, and so unless you sign them a contract and they agree to be there. But you have to be a lot more political in the sense of working with other people and understanding that person, and that's the thing, they have a life outside the film. And in any filmmaking, I can't expect someone to quit their job, to come in and film. I can't expect people to just drop. So I try to give them the days I need well in advance and everything. Where in the Army, I could just be like, hey, I need you at 3 o'clock in the morning, be here. And then they would have to be there. So, there's a lot less ability to react last minute in filmmaking than there was in the Army.
Yeah, exactly. But when you have the money, you will tell them, it's like Army. You will tell them at 3 a.m., you will be 3 a.m. So
That's exactly, that's what, that's the difference between passion and money. You can be extremely passionate about it, but you also need money to eat and survive and pay your bills and stuff. So, as in any filmmaker, I got to understand that for my actors and actresses and provide them the time for that and try to work them into my schedules the best I can. But if I had more money, then I could pay people higher so that they could
be
their
there.
full-time job would be doing the film.
And do you agree that because I believe that the artists, they are soldiers, because we have to be good soldiers, even with passion. Okay, now for example, you make a movie with no money, okay, but you will have people, okay. So for example, you hire me and you will
Mhm,
tell Katerina, okay, we decided to have this time for shooting, and I will not be there on my own time.
mhm.
So when you will have money, you will take me? Of course not, right?
So I
I,
don't
I,
understand the question.
for example, no, you don't have budget for your movie, for example, and you will hire me. You will take some people to be part
Mhm.
of your movie, and they are not on time. When you will have your money, you will hire
Oh,
them. No.
yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, so that is something that when I bring people to the set, if they work with me, they and they're pleasant to be on set. Those are the people I want to keep bringing back. The ones that are not pleasant, the ones that don't show up, the ones that are hard to work with, those are the ones that I don't bring back. And
Exactly.
on Mary's Lake, I had a couple actors. I won't go into details or anything, but like I pretty much said, I'm not going to work with you again, And then, we had some issues with Wolf. I had a couple people where I'm like, all right, not bad enough where I'm not going to never work with them again, but you're probably going to go lower on the totem pole on the next film. Um, and then what I like to do is I like to bring people in. If like you say you don't, I meet somebody that I really want to have them in my film, but they just don't meet a certain part. Sometimes I try to bring them in and put them as a backup actor or one of the side actors just to work with them, see how they work. And like what I tend to do is I start casting my future films off the people I know and then only open up the spots I don't really have someone for.
Mm.
Like Open Casket is the great one. I worked with Ariana Harris doing a film for her back in August, and I absolutely loved working with her. She was a great actress and everything. So I walked up to her and I was like, "Hey, are you interested in this part for Open Casket?" And that's how she ended up getting the lead role. She didn't audition for it. It was I had worked with her and I wanted to work with her again. So I offered her that role. So I do that a lot. Like I have another project after Open Casket that I've already got some of the roles already figured out for that because it's people I've worked with in the past and I want to keep working
Exactly.
with them.
Exactly.
So
You trust them, and so of course you want them again. It's like a
mhm.
small family.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
And I've even told people before, I was like, your audition doesn't end with your audition. You're auditioning for the next film while you're on set on this film. Because I don't like to run out and try to find actors for like new actors and actresses all the time. I like to
Mm.
continue to work with the ones that I like working with. Um, of course, I do want to meet more, and I do try to bring more in, but I feel horrible telling someone that sorry, I don't have a part for you right now.
I
Whenever
understand.
that does come up. Um, so, but yeah, you're always auditioning when you're working with that director. Don't ever think that if you just make that one director mad that I just not work with that director. I know just about every director on the East Coast now. It seems like, and I had someone audition, and a lot of times if they on their resume they put like they work with certain people. I'll call or email or text that individual like, "Hey, you work with them. What did you think about them?"
Yeah,
And I get that information from other directors that they've worked with. And, most of the times they're like, oh, yeah, they were pretty cool. But I think on one occasion, I've had a director be like, don't work with them.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he's
If
like,
I will ask, but you have to trust the people that you ask.
mhm,
So if you trust them, of course, they will tell you. I mean, it's a big country, USA, but the
mhm.
community is small.
It
So,
is small, especially when we all go to film festivals, and that's what we do at film festivals. We don't go around to just, watch our own movies. Sole purpose I go to film festivals is to meet actors, meet directors, meet producers, meet people in the industry that can help me and I can help them, like, Jason, he met him at a film festival. He was in my film, and I'm also directing his screenplay coming this summer.
and this is the amazing part of community,
Mhm.
that you know him or her, and this is amazing. And with almost different states, different countries, and you are together for a reason, for your movie, for example. That's amazing. It's a miracle. Would you like to tell something to the new artists or filmmakers that they start now?
I'm sorry, say again?
Would you like to say something to the people, to the artists that they start now?
Oh, yes. Definitely. You don't ever let someone tell you you can't do something. I listened to that for a long time, and then now, I make a film and I win awards. Like, you should always go out and just keep trying it and do your best. If that's what makes you happy, you should go for it. I wish I would have started sooner on this. Um, and I feel like if I would have started sooner, I'd be much further than what I am right now. Even if I was in the army and all I was doing was making short films, because it shocked me when I started going to these film festivals and people looked at me and they were like, "The first movie you made was a feature," and I was like, "Yes," and they're like, "How did you do that?" Like it was people were shocked, and I was like, "Well, I just went out and I filmed it and I put it all together and I planned it." And they were like, and most of them were absolutely amazed that I was able to pull it off. But I think it would have been even better if over my time in the army, I would at least started small and started making short films. The short film I made with Ariana, we made in just 2 days. Made it in 2 days. Took me about 3 weeks to edit it when we were done. It's already been accepted into 2 film festivals. It'll play in Charleston at
Amazing,
Atomicon next
congratulations. She's
month.
amazing too.
So, it's just get out there and do it. Even if it's just, practicing it first. If you want to be an actor, start in community theater. That is probably my biggest thing, because that's where I started with my actors. When I went with Mary's Lake, I got people from community theater because there's a couple reasons why. One, if you're in community theater, that means you're there because you love acting.
Mm.
So whenever I see community theater on people's applications and resumes, that tells me that they love acting. Um, Two, theater is hard. Don't let anybody tell you
Of
it's not
course,
hard. It is hard.
of course.
The stress of having to learn all your lines for an entire play, your blocking and everything, and then to do it 8 days in a row, straight, performance after performance after performance. It's tough. It's fun, but it shows that you have dedication. It shows that you love it, because no one does community theater to be famous. They do it because
They love it.
they love acting. Now it might be the stepping stone to become famous, but so if you want to be an actor, I'd say start with community theater and then start reaching out and trying to get into short films or make your own short films, and then start sending them to festivals and start meeting directors and doing that, and just auditioning for everything that comes up. And if making films is what you want to do, go watch Lloyd Kaufman's How to Make Your Own Damn Movie, because that's what I did for film school. And then start making some short films. And if you get one that you really like, put it up into a film festival, and then start working toward making your own feature. It's not, with today's technology, it is not that expensive to make a feature film. I think on average, most people probably can make one for a couple $1,000. if that's if they really, you know, if they have access to the equipment and stuff like that. But you can get a camera around $500 or $600 that still are your own cell phone these days, that can film it. The biggest thing that I would say that you would want to spend your money on is a good mic, boom mic, so that you can get good sound, because people will always forgive bad visuals, but they will never forgive bad sound. And that's what most film festivals will say. They say your visuals can look crappy, but if your sound is bad, you won't get accepted.
Yeah.
So just start doing it and see where it goes, because you know, there's two things. And one of the things that pushed me, I think it was the last thing I said to myself before I started writing the screenplay for Mary's Lake. It was like, I would much rather look back 10 years from now and see that I failed than I never tried.
Exactly. Exactly. That's true. That's true. And thank you that you gave this advice, because the new generation, they have to know. And not only the new generation, even if you are 60 years old and
Yes.
you would like to do that, just do it. You never know. Thank you. And now, amazing interview. We start the games.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I don't know. We'll see. Let me get some water and I'll be ready here.
Okay. Because we don't want you to think a lot. You will answer very quickly, yes or no.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Would you work with someone you don't like?
Yes.
For $3 billion, would you make a film you hate?
Yes.
Would you betray a friend for a big career opportunity?
No.
Would you do something controversial to go viral?
No.
Is talent more important than connection?
Well, sorry, say that one again.
Is talent more important than connections?
No.
Would you lie in an audition to get a role or
No.
another role? Would you do a nude scene for the art, you or one of your favorite people in your movie?
Would I do a nude scene with me with one of my favorite
Yeah.
people? No one wants to see me naked, so no.
Or one of your best friend who doesn't want to do nude. You will tell him, oh, you have to do nude.
No, I would never make someone do nude if they didn't want to do it.
Nice. Would you work for free on a project you believe in?
Yes.
Would you move to another country for your career?
Yes.
Go to Greece. Would you turn down a big project if you didn't like the script?
Yes.
Would you change yourself to fit into the industry?
No.
Do you believe success also requires luck?
Yes.
Perfect. You were very quick. Well done.
Well, thank you.
Well done to you. Don't be shy. Don't worry. Now, the second game. I will tell you something in Greek.
Okay.
And you will repeat what I'm saying, okay?
All right.
Είμαι σκηνοθέτης και λατρεύω να κάνω ταινίες τρόμου.
Oh, that was a long one. Είμαι Czerneski. Say it again, please.
Είμαι σκηνοθέτης και λατρεύω να κάνω ταινίες τρόμου.
All right. Ina Termineski. Kama Tomanala Come Strong.
Okay, one more time.
All
Word
right.
by word. Είμαι σκηνοθέτης.
Είμαι σκηνοθέτης,
και λατρεύω
καλλιτέχνο,
να κάνω
να κάνω
ταινίες
ταινίες
τρόμου.
τρόμου.
I want to see you.
Τρόμου.
Είμαι σκηνοθέτης
Είσαι καλλιτέχνης,
και λατρεύω
καλλιτέχνο,
να κάνω
να κάνω
ταινίες τρόμου.
ταινίες τρόμου.
All together.
Oh, okay, that's the hard part. Είμαι σκηνοθέτη Montato Estris Dome.
But okay, it was hard because it was long, but you did very good job for first time. So the third game is guess what I'm saying.
Okay.
Guess. What do you think? I told you.
Okay. What did you think? Oh, what do I think that means? Okay.
And we listen to birds.
I'm trying to think. Okay. No. Go big or go home.
It means I'm director.
Oh, okay. I'm director.
Είμαι σκηνοθέτης. And και λατρεύω, I love to make horror movies.
Oh, okay. I'm a director and I love to make horror movies.
Yeah, tell that again in Greek. But thank you so much. I would love to have you in Greece to make your next movie, but it would be a very nice place to create a horror movie.
It would be a nice place, but unfortunately, it would require money for me to go to Greece.
Oh, don't worry. If you want to make a movie in Greece, I can help you 100%. Don't worry. I know a lot of people there, and I have amazing team in Greece. So yeah. And for sure they would love to help you, to help us. Don't worry about that. And have you ever been in Greece?
No, I've the closest I've been to Greece is probably Albania.
Oh, that's amazing place too. But we are very close to Albania. So next time you have to go there in Greece.
Yeah, the army didn't let me go too far away from there, but yeah, they sent me to Albania. I had fun there. Never got to go to Greece, but I would like to go to Greece someday.
I hope that you will go very soon.
Yes, me too.
You see our sea, you see? Blue, blue, blue. Thank you very much for your kind vibes that you bring to my show. And let me know if you would like to tell something for a project, for something that we didn't talk about. Tell anything that you would like to say before we finish our show.
Well, I mean, the only other project that I've got going on now is, of course, I'm making Open Casket, but I just got done writing a new screenplay. I did a table read of it Saturday, actually, and all the people absolutely loved it. And this is a film that I expect to start probably starting at the end of the year, probably around November is when I start wanting to film it. This one will this one will be my most ambitious and largest project I've ever done. I think it will probably take 6 months to film it in completion. And a lot of that is because I'll be filming on almost every weekend for that 6 months, but then I will have a stretch of time like I am with Open Casket. But it is such an intricate film with so many different things that I'm really going to spread this one out so that I can make sure I can get it all done. But I hope to have more about information about this soon, and I'm definitely going to be doing a bunch of videos and promotion for it leading up to Open Casket. And then after Open Casket, and when I go into post-production, then I will be switching gears to start working on this new film that I am extremely excited about. And I think everybody that read the screenplay is extremely excited about doing.
Wow, so I hope you're all the best, and we will be here next year too. And we will promote your movie, of course. A new interview only for your new movies.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Take a breath. Imagine, I don't know, what you want to imagine to create your new movies. So I hope you all the best. We say in Greece, Opa, when we are very happy. So, Opa,
Opa.
Opa, and
Opa.
exactly, and laugh, live your life every moment. So I hope you're the best, and thank you very much that you were here together today.
Thank you very much for having me on today.
Have a great day, night. Enjoy. His movies are amazing. Tell us your Instagram, your Facebook, the people if they would like to see you.
Yeah, so my Instagram, Facebook is at MAWilliams Films, all one word, MAWilliams Films. And my website is MAWilliamsFilms.com. And you can either go to my website, it has all of my social media stuff, or you can go to any of the social media channels, and it's just MAWilliams Films, all one word.
Thank you very much. Opa! And
Opa.
see you soon. Bye.
Goodbye.